I'm just going to give you a little bit about how that glorious bus got going. And then at the end, I'll talk about what we need to do after we hear the why of it. Last year, many of you know that we went on the road to speak out against the Paul Ryan budget, because we stood with our bishops' conference where our bishops said that the Ryan budget failed a basic moral test because it harmed people in poverty while giving tax cuts to the wealthy. And we said, we at Network, we're a 40-year-old organization. Actually, we're 41 now. Don't we look good for 41? We're a 41-year-old organization, and we had been working on Capitol Hill against the Ryan budget for years, 2 years, and weren't getting any traction. And when we got a little notoriety because of a document from the Vatican that named our little organization, what we said was, it's not about us, it's about our mission. And in prayer, what came to me was, I knew we had too small of an imagination to respond to this moment. And what came to me was, ask for help. And so first I asked the Catholics for help, and they were so upset and so mad and so, they were impossible. No Catholics in this crowd could understand that, I'm sure. But what happened then was that it came to me to ask the secular community. And May 14th, we came together in our office, and a sign of the Holy Spirit for me is no one remembers who first said road trip. But by the end of an hour-and-a-half meeting, we were going on a wrapped bus, and I didn't know what a wrapped bus was. I mean, that's a wrapped bus. It's glorious. And we were going out against the Ryan budget, and we were going to lift up the works of our sisters. And it was an amazing trip. This year, with immigration reform this close to being a reality, we said, we could not miss this opportunity to lift up the fact that immigration reform is for the 100%. It is for all of us. And so we have had this amazing trip. We just started a week ago tonight in Hartford, Connecticut, and have come down the East Coast. But if you watch where our bus is going, I had the opportunity to show the president where our bus is going, and he said to me, that evidences some strategery, I believe. So the strategy of where we're going really is to stand with the bold Republicans who have been a part of the design of this plan, to affirm them for their pioneering, risky work, and then to encourage other Republicans, like two that I could think of from the great state of Alabama, to stand with them and support comprehensive immigration reform. And it is the only way forward. We know that it is, as people of faith, we know it is the moral choice to welcome the stranger. In the Christian scriptures, that's what Jesus says. But you know what? In all the scriptures, it is taught. It is how you welcome the stranger that you will be measured. It is not some academic exercise. The other thing is, it's good for the economy. So even if you're not a person of faith, you'd think just the economics would convince a few Republicans I know that it's a good idea. And even the Wall Street Journal this morning had an editorial saying that it's good for our country because it's going to help our entitlement program. Now, self-interest ought to get at least a vote for this immigration reform. And finally, it's good faith, it's good economics, but it's good for our community and good for our families. We know these folks in our country are part of our parishes, are part of our churches, are part of our schools. And we have met so many amazing people along the way where our nation would be so much better if they can come out of the shadows and we can end the discrimination that's going on. I have to say personally, and this is something I've never said anyplace else on this trip all week, because what just happened to me down in Birmingham, downtown Birmingham, being at the park, I realized that a big reason I entered my religious community is because of what happened there. I was a young person watching on the television, and I so admired the courage of kids. And I said, I want to do that too. I want to give my life so that other people could have equality, justice, the opportunity for a good life. So I have to tell you, I was in tears down there because it all came flooding back. You all have set an example for the rest of us. I just hope that we can be faithful and that together we can lift up our voices to really make justice come. Please, let it be our prayer, let it be our hope, let it be our action. Thank you so much for this warm welcome.
Thank you, sister, for your work for the most vulnerable among us and really the work for all of us.